Hello everyone and welcome back to Shanhan Militaria. Today's video is a tips video or a help video pretty much. I was chatting with another YouTuber, Steel Helmet Stan. If you don't know who he is, go check him out. He's got a military collector's channel as well also. Very entertaining type guy. Nice guy as well. I've chatted to him a few times over emails and stuff like that. So that's Steel Helmet Stan, go check him out. But the two of us were chatting and we were talking about how to tell reproductions, originals, fakes, things like that. And what's the best way to do it? Now the best way to do it is experience and to learn from other guys or get tips from other guys that have been around, that have collected for a while. You can pick up bits of information for it. Research is a big thing. If you're going into a line of collecting, reenacting, airsofting, whatever the hell you want to do, research, more research. Talk to other collectors, things like that. But how to tell whether something is original, reproduction, or fake comes with experience. I've been stung. Everybody, I'd say, in the collecting world at one point in time has been stung collecting something. So I'm just going to cover a few things. I'm going to cover headdress in this one. I probably will cover other items like uniforms, things like that, how you can tell what's reproduction and what's not reproduction, what's original and what's not original on other items. So I'm just going to cover headdress because I've been in here and I'm tidying and I'm cleaning up, and this is the new, or War Room 2.0 as we should say. So I'm just moving stuff around and getting things ready. So I thought, yeah, while I have stuff handy, I'll show you what to do or how you can tell. So we're going to start off on headdress. We're going to cover peak caps, berets and helmets. How to tell what's what. So in a peak cap, let's start with this one. So what am I looking for in peak caps? Well, this is RUC, as you can tell. So you're looking for wear around the band to tell if it's been worn. Simple way to tell if it's been issued, the guy will normally mark it, because if you've 100 guys in the one station and everything is the same, they'll start marking their own stuff. The size labels on the RUC stuff is pretty much standard. I'll show you another one. It's pretty much standard, their size labeling. So that's another way to tell. So as I said, how to tell whether it's an original. The RUC stuff, I don't think, I haven't seen any reproductions of the actual caps themselves and things like that. They're still plentiful around, so you don't really need to reproduce them, I suppose. So what you're looking for is you're looking for wear marks where the guy handles it constantly, sweat marks, things like that. On peak caps, let's put that up there, I'll show you on this one, because I know it's on this one, yeah. You normally get a sweat ring around the top of it, just here, where they'll constantly be worn, guys sweating in them, things like that. That's another way to tell. You're looking for damage here along the peak of the cap, sweat marks along the band, things like that. So peak caps are easily enough to tell. Now you do have different types, so we'll say, okay, so this is your standard, we'll say if this was a military cap, this is your standard military peak cap, we'll say, right? You do have guards caps, what are known as guards regimental caps, right? So if you look at a guards cap, the peak nearly comes straight down. And the reason for that is when the soldier is wearing it, he nearly wears it flat on his nose, and he actually has to tilt his head back to look out. That's what the difference between guards caps and regular, shall we say, if I just put these side by side with the bands, you should be able to tell. So you can see the peak of that one clearly comes straight down, and the Marines one is sort of at an angle. So that's the difference between a guards cap and a regular cap. You will also come across crusher type. And what a crusher type is basically is the owner has took the wire that's normally in here to frame it out of the way. Now this is East German Army. crusher stipe cap. So it's literally, that's exactly what it is. Same again, you're looking for sweat marks, you're looking for marks where it's been handled constantly. That's how you can tell pretty much a reproduction or an original that has been worn. You will come across this. Now this is issue, but as you can tell by the sweatband, it has never been worn. Now this is a Royal Military Police. So what you're looking for on things like that is you're looking for the date of issue to make sure that it is original. You're looking for NATO stock numbers, things like that. That's the one good thing about military items. When you're collecting military items, there's a way to date them always, be it the NATO stock number, be it the batch number, things like that. There's normally a mark on them to tell you when they've been issued. Soldiers will also mark them themselves, normally with their name, number, things like that, obviously, so that they don't get misplaced. So we're going to go on to helmets. M1 American style helmet. Now this one has the plastic insert. This one is completely reproduction. There are original items on it. If you see this chin strap here, the way that it's fastened, that is the M44 version. So anything after 44 would have this chin strap. It's got a rear seam, so that means it's after 43, I believe, 1943. Prior to 1943, they had a front seam. Okay, there is a stamp mark on the inside, normally by the bills. Sorry, and the bill is this little wire piece here that holds the chin strap. You have a fixed bill and you have a movable bill, right? Fixed bill are early World War II. Anything that moves is later later World War II. Inside the bills, there's normally a stamp mark or a proof mark. So that's just your M1. Now this is an original Vietnam era M1. So here you have the batch number, stock number. It is also on the sweatband, if I can remember where. It's also on the sweatband on this side. I don't know if you can take that up. Same thing again. You have the the M1944 chin strap, fiberglass insert or liner, shall we say. And on the actual cover itself, there we go, you have the stock number as well also. So this is an original Vietnam era helmet. It's 48, if I believe, if I off the top of my head. Got its normal bits and bobs: original cigarettes, toilet paper can opener, original spoon, and mosquito repellent. So that's just a broad look at an M1 helmet, how you can tell whether an M1 helmet is. You're also looking for other marks. Now, I know this is mine. This is my M6 Mark 6 British helmet that I had when I was in the army. They were more comfortable than the Israeli type that we wore, so a lot of us would private purchase these. Now, in helmets, you're also looking for marks around the sweatbands to say that they've been used. Serial numbers. Where's my one? Right. There's my serial number there on the inside. Things like that. So that's a good way to tell that a helmet has been used. Now, Steel Helmet Stan came up with, well, he bought a Hungarian helmet there, and he was doing a video on it and he showed us. Across the top of it, you had dents. Now this one doesn't have them because it's a reproduction. But I'll show you on the inside of this one. I don't have the camera now and make this out. But there is a dent just there on the inside of it. Right? Just there. helmets that are used, especially steel helmets that were used, M1s, particularly, I come across them, I see them a lot. I am actually doing a reproduction, or not a reproduction, a reconstruction of an M1 helmet into Pacific here and Korean Marines. But steel helmets, you will see dents on the top of them. And what the dents were on top of them, soldiers would sit on them. They'd turn them upside down, they'd sit on them. Comfortable thing. We used to do it with the Mark 6s, or with our helmets as well. Just keeps you off the ground. So that's another way to tell is whether there's a dent on the top of it. Right, another simple thing about research. Right, both those helmets look the same, yes? From a glance. This is the Mark 6, this is the paratrooper version. So you can tell that by they have completely different internals. They have completely different chin straps. Alright? These were used, I believe these were used in the Falklands to a certain degree, but there was a, they've been used right up until the new American or new British style of helmet, the para version anyway. So that's just quick helmets, a way you can tell whether a helmet is original, whether a helmet is reproduction. You're also looking for manufacturers' marks and things like that on the inside of the helmets. Yeah, we've done caps, we've done helmets. Now, next one, berets, right? Easiest way to tell a beret has been issued. It is shaped. Quite simple, the beret has been shaped. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the guy who is selling you it is being honest and he just hasn't shaped the berets. You're also looking for different types of manufacturers. You're looking for serial numbers. You're looking for wear marks and sweat marks along the band also. You're looking for tiny little mott holes. Anything that could tell you that this beret has been worn. I'm not going to go into how you can tell whether a cap badge is original or a cap badge isn't original. To tell you the truth, an awful lot of soldiers, including myself, we used to get them in the canteen. We would private purchase cap badges and put them on berets ourselves for swapping with other guys or things like that. But how you can tell a cap badge is original is just literally the detail. If it's clean, if it's stamped correctly, if the crown, if it's a British one, if the line on top, if the detail on it is perfect, and there's no slag left over on the edges and things like that, it just tells you that it's been made properly. Now just here's a quick little thing, we will cover these later on in a different video, but here you have the parachute regiment. This is their, shall we say, everyday wear one. This is their tactical one, and I believe their Pathfinder platoon as well wear this constantly. This was a very common thing that you would see in Northern Ireland, the Knot Banner, the blacked out wings or cap badge. Another good way, tip for people collecting, keep moths away, keep anything like that away, is to put them in Ziploc bags like this. That keeps the moths away, keeps them clean, keeps them tidy. So, as I said, yeah, that's literally how you can tell. There's Royal Ulster, Ulster Defence Regiment. Now, I'm looking for one here. There we go. Yeah, this one will do. So this, you would think, hasn't been shaped, right? This is the Enniskillen Dragoon Guards. Yeah. So, forgive me. Right, so what you're looking for on, excuse me, is the cap badge. So you have two different types of cap badge, especially with British ones. You have the King's Crown and the Queen's Crown. Have I something with the King's Crown on it? I do somewhere. There we go. Now, this is a Royal Ulster Rifles Second World War original side cap. So if you can see the King's Crown, I'll take it out of plastic. So if you see the King's Crown, it is rounded at the top, whereas the Queen's Crown is different. Now this, I believe, is called the Tudor Crown, right? this came in after 1952. So that's how you tell the era as well of a cap badge, whether it was the King's Crown or the Queen's Crown. Sorry, let's put this back together. Oops, a daisy. No, there's my original side cap. So as I said, this you would think hasn't been shaped, but in that stage, they didn't really shape them compared to you would see now. So that's literally how they would wear it. So that's another bit of research or a bit of information that you need to know, whether something has been shaped or whether it hasn't been shaped. As I said, it's all about marks. I know it's hard at the moment with eBay and with lockdown and things like that to tell whether something is original or something is a reproduction. It's a lot easier at shows and things like that when you're walking around stalls and stuff. You would pick them up quicker. So yeah, as I said, it's experience. I'm only trying to give you tips, give you hints on just headdress of what you can find and what you can't find, what is original, what isn't original. So I hope this helps people, because it really annoys me, especially there's unscrupulous people on eBay and things like that, whereas they're making up East German caps and selling them as World War II, and guys are saving up their pocket money and buying them, and then the next thing they're getting stung. So I hope this helps a certain degree on what to look for items like that. So if you like what we provide here at Shanahan Militaria, please tune in for the next video. Please come back. Please hit the notification button. Please tell your friends. If you'd like to get in contact with the channel, there's always going to be the email as going to be at the top of the video description. So thank you very much.